feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits some loose shit. A stupid myth, you choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift. Oh.
Yo, 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 what's up, everyone? How's it going? I don't know how long I'm going to be on today. Probably not that long, probably like an hour or two. I'm sorry that I'm so late today. We had problems in the house. Dishwasher broke. I had to go down there and look at it, take it apart, see if I could fix it, and my sister's supposed to be ordering the part for it. I can get that in, done, fixed, and everything. But life stuff, you know. Let me make sure YouTube is working. Cause I really don't trust chatbot yet. Okay, yeah.
That's it, the end of the song. Next time you'll sing along. Trust me, there's nothing wrong. I just need to carry on, cause society's a myth put there to make you sit. Listen to what they give. Don't ask questions, shut your lid. Yeah, don't ask questions, shut your lid.
Alright, so should we get into some videos? I have some stuff I want to react to. See what's going on. Oh, before I do that, I wanted to I wanted to fix one thing. So my scenes. Is this the one? Okay, that's not what I want to grab. Why won't it let me? I'm so confused. Oh, okay, this probably help. I think, right? Can I? Okay, yeah, I want to grab this. Settings. Just give me 1 second, okay? I got this. Maybe. So, save. Okay, guess that's fine. I guess I might make it a little bit darker so we can actually see chat like on the the background, but I'm just gonna keep it like that for now. So yesterday we reacted to the first part of this or whatever, and I wanted to watch the art of delayed gratification. Okay, about Kendrick. So when did this come out? About a week ago. Okay, whatever. Let's actually see what's going on. First of all, I bet y'all want to hear this, right? Okay. So we should be fine. I'm gonna turn that up, and let's actually get into it.
I tried to tell him, I really did. If we do get a proper diss track from Kendrick, it's going to be legendary. This is the story of how Drake and some others would indulge in instant gratification, looking good at first but ultimately losing, versus how Kendrick would invest in delayed gratification, appearing weak at first but ultimately winning enormously.
Probably A minor.
So true. So true, man.
I got a comment that says I need to stop talking about Kendrick Lamar, and to that I simply say, no! Let's take it back to where my last Kendrick video left off.
It's funny because I was watching
Kendrick Lamar, and to that I simply say, no!
I was watching a video, and this video he made was actually about Lil Wayne, because when Lil Wayne said he's gonna retire from rapping and stuff, Kendrick Lamar made a video. He was like, "No, you can't do it. No." So funny.
Let's take it back to where my last Kendrick video left off. Mind you, after Kendrick released Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, we didn't even know if he was going to make music again. His final message was a mantra of self-love, of choosing family and health and his own well-being above his music. And as fans, we were like, is Kendrick breaking up with us? As I said in that last video, if Mr. Morale was his last album, then I'm happy for him. But if he chooses violence and gives us more music, I'm here for that too. There we were in March of 2024, when reactors were listening to the new Futuro Metro Boomin album, We Don't Trust You, when one track with a hidden feature caught people's attention.
These niggas talking out of their neck, don't put no coughing out of your mouth. I'm way too paranoid for a threat.
Just these few seconds contain so much information, it's insane. First of all, Kendrick is making music again.
I'm way too paranoid for a threat.
And he sounds impassioned. Like right off the bat, he's saying 3 different things very concisely. He tells us that people are lying, he warns them to stop, he explains why. Which brings us to our first lesson, concision, or the quality of being concise. There's a common misconception that being concise means keeping things short, and that's not exactly true. Concision is about density of value. It means all killer, no filler. It's the opposite of adding meaningless fluff to pad word counts in your essays. It's cutting out everything that's not essential or impactful. For words are like sunbeams. They are stronger the more they are condensed. This is something that I would praise much of Kendrick's music for.
And this is what I have trouble with, condensing my words. I just have a bad problem with just rambling on too much. But this is why Kendrick Lamar is a master. One of the masters.
But I think that he really epitomizes with this feature, because Like That is an extremely concise 1-minute verse, and for that length it says and does so much. And what's extra fascinating to me about this is, as concise as he is in this verse, it's not so robotically airtight as to have no swagger in it.
Tell him, yeah, I mean, what? Nigga, boom.
If you want, you could min-max how many words you squeeze into a verse, but it ends up sounding overly technical and robotic. This This sounds stylish.
Yeah, get up with me. Fuck sneak this.
He makes it sound easy.
Okay, let's get it up. Just up.
And at this point, you might be wondering, where is all this aggression coming from? Wasn't his whole last album about choosing peace? Like going through therapy? He answers that in one line.
My temperament bipolar, I choose violence.
It is by being concise that when this verse first came out, Kendrick knew his message would be heard loud and clear. He didn't do anything but put it in the art. And he didn't even post about that art. It was a hidden feature. He knew that people were going to be listening to the future Metro Boomin album. He knew that when people heard his voice, it'd be exciting. And by making his verse concise, there's no way we could miss what he's saying. It's impossible to miss what he's saying. I think anybody who's good at writing will tell you need to practice taking out what is not essential. You need to remove clutter. This is why creative firms spend months working on ad placements that are only 15 or 30 seconds long. This is why copywriters work to get slogans down to as few words as possible. Concision promotes clarity. It promotes quality over quantity. About
really need to
25
work
seconds
on
in,
this.
we get the first major call out.
We fuck sneak this and first person shooter. I hope they came with 3 switches. I crash this many love if I had to.
And for anyone who's not aware, briefly we'll give the context this deserves.
Yeah, we already
Only a few months before
already know the
Drake and J.
context.
Cole came out with a song called First Person Shooter. And I won't lie to you guys, I like the song. It's hype.
It was a good song.
And most of all, I'm a video guy, and my favorite video director of the younger generation, Gibson Hazard, made it, and I think he did a fantastic job on it. That's why in one of my videos you see a quick shot of it, because there was a point in time where I was going to break down this music video. So this was a hype video, one that we would later learn Kendrick was allegedly asked to be a part of, and he denied.
Surprise, you wanted that feature request. You know that we got some shit to address.
So those two went on to make it anyway, and Cole would still include this line about how the three of them are the big three, but Drake
I'm just not realizing this. Like, they asked him to be part of the song in the video and stuff. He probably didn't like not Kendrick, but he probably didn't like Drake at all at that point. If it was probably just like Drake and if it was just like J. Cole, he probably would have done it. But having Drake there, and the way he just demolished Drake in this beef, like he wasn't gonna do that song ever. Not with him part of it. He seen Drake, he was like, "Nah, I'm good. I don't want any part of that."
would only refer to the two of them. And the video would show them being depicted playing two-player games like ping pong and chess. Now, do I think these guys were intentionally trying to push Kendrick out of the big three narrative with this imagery? Not really, no. Do I think Kendrick took it personally? Yes.
Is it K Dot, is it Aubrey or me? We the big three like we started a league.
That's all I needed. That's all I needed for him to do that, and it became personal with me.
Motherfuck the big three. Nigga, it's just big me, nigga.
So as an artist, you should aim to be concise. It promotes clarity and quality over quantity. This is about respecting the time and attention span of your audience. It makes sure your message is heard. Remember, you don't have to talk a lot to say a lot.
We the big three, the best rappers to be. They're really gonna like that, man. I can't wait to celebrate being the best in the game with my friends.
Drake's a fucking bomb! Cole's a fucking bomb! Fuck the big three, y'all bomb!
Part
Y'all bums.
2.
Sorry.
Instant gratification. So because of this verse, understandably, there was a lot of pressure put on Drake and J. Cole to respond. Only a couple weeks later, on April 5th, J. Cole's mixtape Might Delete Later comes out, which features a song at the very end called 7 Minute Drill. This was clearly him feeling the pressure to respond, and so he did.
Your first shit was classic, your last shit was tragic. Your second shit put niggas to sleep, but they gassed it.
And he ultimately deleted it later.
That shit don't sit right with my spirit. That shit make me feel, that shit disrupts my fucking peace.
J. Cole called To Pimp a Butterfly boring and then couldn't sleep for the next couple nights.
I got my chin out. Take your best shot, I'm gonna take that shit on the chin.
You can hit me if you want. I'm sorry, Kendrick. Take your best shot.
Now let's take a sec to remember the golden
No.
rule that once published, art is forever. No takesy backsies. It doesn't matter if you delete it later. We can literally still go listen to it. Digital copies have already been made and will exist within the digital beast forever. And also, you can't rescind the impression that art has made on its audience. You can't make them unhear or unwatch it like Mr. Krabs. And I think this is a wonderful illustration of some instant gratification.
4 albums in 12 years, nigga, I can divide.
This is the dumbest angle I've ever heard. You're saying on average it takes them 3 years to make an album? Do you know what fucking albums we're talking about?
Yeah.
This is Good Kid, Mad City. This is To Pimp a Motherfucking Butterfly, an album that you might only see once a generation or at least a decade. I know that he's quoting Jay-Z here.
4 albums in 10 years.
Yeah, that was kind of reaching. You're reaching, buddy. Calm down.
Nigga, I could divide.
That logic is still dumb there too. If you're in the interest of quantity over quality and trying to do as many numbers as you can, there's a different word for that. Rick Rubin calls it commerce.
They're not being made by a person who cares about it. They're being made by people who are trying to make something that they think someone else is going to like. And that's not how art works. Art doesn't, that's something else. It's not art. That's commerce.
And so maybe you should go into business because some of us are trying to make great art over here. So in conclusion, don't pull a 7-minute drill. The whole thing with instant gratification is that it feels good at first, but ultimately is a net loss. And the whole thing with delayed gratification is that it doesn't feel good at first, but it's a net gain. It's a much larger win. It's like that popular experiment where you can either have one marshmallow now or wait a little bit and have several marshmallows later. As an artist,
You can apply this to a lot of stuff. Like me, as a content creator, a streamer, YouTuber, yeah, I can pay for fucking bots and get a lot of views, whatever. Yeah, that's instant gratification. Just right there. Yeah, look at me. I'm big or whatever with thousands of views, hundreds of thousands of people watching me, watching my YouTube, whatever. No. I'm okay. I've been doing this for what, 3-4 years, and my audience isn't that big. I don't care. I want to just take my time, grow my audience organically, you know? Just let people like to watch me, that's fine. But I'm not gonna fucking inflate everything just to get that instant gratification, you know? And you can apply this with a lot of other stuff, you know, at your job, whatever you do. And, you know, being a rapper and stuff, like, that's kind of like, take your time. It's a reason people hold Kendrick, if you like him or don't like him, for whatever reason, it's a reason people hold him at a high standard, because it's quality. His music is quality, you know?
Marshmallow now or wait a little bit and have several marshmallows later. As an artist, you should generally avoid instant gratification. Okay, so that was Cole's instant gratification. Let's move on to Drake.
I have it on good information that both sides went in the booth and came out.
They're ready.
And what I'm hearing about both sides is that it's nuclear.
Now, Push-Ups was actually a great diss in my opinion. I think this was the peak of Drake in this battle. He was looking really strong here. I felt like the ghostwriters cooked with this one. The main narrative he's painting with this song is that Kendrick has a bad relationship with his label, that they might be taking 50% of his money. Hence,
Drop it, give me 50 likes of push-ups. Hood.
drop to the ground and give me 50 push-ups, drop music and give me 50% of the money. And so it was like, damn, if Kendrick really is losing half his money to his former label and that's why he's left, that's some crazy shit. Push-Ups is actually a really great diss until he overstepped his bounds with that one line.
I be with some bodyguards like Whitney.
Yes, a clever double entendre, but a sincere lapse in judgment, identical to the mistake he made with Pusha T when he mentioned Pusha T's fiance.
Keep playing with my name and I'ma let it.
The 2 battles he lost, well, I guess with Pusha T, he brung up his girl. You know, he brought family into it. And Pusha won that battle. Then he did the same thing with Kendrick. You could say with Meek Mill and stuff, with that whole thing. I mean, I kind of feel like, you know, those songs Meek Mill got his he kind of got his feelings with wasn't really about him, but he made it about himself. And I don't know, he kind of, I don't know, man. Like you I say he won that battle, but the whole thing was like he wasn't even talking about him at first. He wasn't talking about Nicki or anything, but you know, in the two cases where he was directly talking about their women and their family, Drake lost. Like he took it too far, and the other side was like, "Nah, all right, you want to take it there? We're gonna take it there. Come on, nigga, I got you."
Ring on you like Virginia Williams.
That was the reason why Pusha T escalated and told us,
You are hiding a child. Let that boy come home.
and was promptly bullied into fatherhood ever since. That was back in 2018. So minus the Whitney line, this track doesn't really commit the instant gratification sin, but the next one does a lot.
No, this
The
shit.
tailor-made freestyle, air quotes freestyle, is the centerpiece of this
This
chapter because
shit.
it really is, as a strategic play, Drake going all in on instant gratification, which is to say he's placing his bet on the short-term events while either lacking or willfully disregarding foresight of its long-term effects. So in this song, Drake brings back his back-to-back tactic, his back-to-back dick, where he drops a second song before his opponent can drop their first as a point to how long it's taken them to respond, and perhaps winning the crowd in the process. It worked great against Meek Mill and their beef when he dropped Charged Up, and then he came out with Back to Back, which was very catchy, very energetic.
was
And Meek Mill
back
did
to
take so
back.
long to respond that by the time he did, Drake kind of already had the crowd won. Back to Back was a really fun track that kind of killed Meek Mill with the memes. Literally, the visuals for his show those nights were just meme compilations about Meek Mill. But back to TaylorMade, I think it's safe to say this move was a big gamble on Drake's part. Not only using this new and controversial AI technology to change his voice to two rappers, two idols of Kendrick's,
Nephew, what the fuck you really got to do?
but one of them being deceased was really walking the line.
Kendrick, we need ya. The West Coast savior.
And the conversation was necessarily
The
brought
West
up.
Coast
Is this
savior.
okay?
They
Get
did.
the hell out of here, man.
When? How? Are you sure?
Snoop posted Taylor made. I prayed it was the edibles.
There's a couple ways of interpreting this. The favorable interpretation is this is a brilliant 4D chess move, psychological warfare, to get in Kendrick's head and to force out a rushed response.
Yeah, that
While
didn't
I do
work.
think it is distasteful, there is some validity. Forcing out a rushed response might have been Drake's best strategy. It might have worked. So this was a big, huge move of instant gratification. Yes, this is distasteful, but it could win the whole battle.
It's a gamble. Life's a gamble.
And so here,
Like, part of me wants to like feel like kind of feel bad for Drake, but I'm like, before this battle even started, I really didn't really like Drake. Like, I heard about him with younger girls and him talking to Millie Bobby Brown. I was like, that's kind of weird, dude. Like, how old is she? 14, 15. I was like, that's, bro, why do you have her number in the first place? Why are you giving her advice on guys? Like, I don't know. Doesn't she have parents? Doesn't she have friends her own age? You know, every girl, or most girls, you know, they have, you know, guys associates, you know, guys friends, or guys that are close to them, you know. I'm not saying like all guys are created equal, but you know, like, she couldn't talk to someone her own age. Why are you doing it? I don't know. This is weird. I always just found it weird. I don't know about you. Me personally, kind of weird, bro.
here Drake is in push-ups in TaylorMade, begging him to drop, saying he won't drop,
Since like that, your tone changed a little, you not as enthused.
saying,
What the fuck is taking so long? We waiting on you.
saying,
You supposed to be the boogeyman, go do what you do. Unless this is a moment that you tell us it's not really you.
and because of all this, the world was wondering where Kendrick Lamar was more than ever. More than his 5-year hiatus we were looking to hear from him. I was waking up every day texting my friends saying, Lord, please let this be the day that Kung Fu Kenny destroys this man. Please let this be the day that King Kunta annihilates this fool. I wasn't worried about Kendrick not being a good enough writer. I always believed he was the better writer and the better storyteller. That's why I placed my bet on him public.
on,
I always believed he was the better. I wasn't worried.
Who is that? Who? Let me know in the comments. Who is that right there? Is that Charlemagne the God? I mean, Charlemagne the God. Charlemagne? Not the... You know who I mean from Doom. That's the Charlemagne the God. That's not that... that nigga. Oh, man, I did not mean to say that, but... You know who I mean from, like, Doom and stuff.
Worried about
that him writing?
About Kendrick not being a good enough writer. I always believed he was the better writer and the better storyteller. That's why I placed my bet on him publicly before he responded. But what I did worry about is the digital beast, the internet. Because we live in an era of mass communication and miscommunication. Don't believe what you see on the internet. Abraham Lincoln. The internet is a big confusing mess. Would Kendrick be able to win the narrative with his minimalist approach to digital communication, where he never posts any stories, any tweets? He only ever puts his communication in the art. If you want to know what Kendrick has to say,
Timothy Chalamet. I got him up right here. That's what I meant to say, but I always call him by his last name, then I always think about Charlemagne the God, like Timothy Chalamet. I can't say it worth shit. You know who I mean. Let's get back to the video.
he ever puts his communication in the art. If you want to know what Kendrick has to say, you have to listen to his music. And so there we were, when the world was wondering where he was more than ever before, when we needed to know what he had to say more than ever before, was precisely the moment that he would drop his 6-minute, densely packed record Euphoria.
Don't tell a lie on me. I won't tell the truth about you. But don't tell no lie about me, and I won't tell truths about you.
You know, one thing I've observed in great performers like Michael Jordan is they're not only really skilled at what they do, but they're also really skilled at managing their own performance psychology because they understand what things get them to perform better. For Michael Jordan, that was people shit-talking him. Oh, you're gonna get that? Okay, then I'm gonna get this. It became personal for me. It's a joke, but it's also serious. I imagine that he had a strong reaction to TaylorMade, but he chose to put it in the art and not post it, and I think that is the key. You should take those feelings of anger, you should put it into the art, but don't release it, at least not immediately. Give it some time to sit on it, to edit it, to really make sure that it's what you want to say. Calculated, not rushed. Why? Because once published, art is forever. And so now by Kendrick not falling for the gamble, by not giving in and rushing response, Drake's TaylorMade freestyle gamble would now backfire. That is the pain of instant gratification. It looked good at first, but now what has he done? It didn't force out the rushed response, so now all it's done is added fuel to the fire. Now Kendrick has so much more to go at him with. Oh, you mentioned my family? Oh, you're gonna disrespect our legends? And so, as an impatient person, this was a tremendous learning experience for me, that when Euphoria came out, I realized, you know what? No, it doesn't matter how long he took, because whenever Kendrick did respond, we were going to listen to it.
Everybody
was not
gonna
like
listen.
we weren't gonna listen to it. It's Kendrick fucking Lamar. And so as long as he addressed everything and addressed it well, that's all that matters. Time is secondary. Again, if you want to hear what he has to say, and the demand is sky high, the only place we can get that supply is right here in the art that he releases, Euphoria. All he did was tweet a link to the song. And oh my god, what a masterclass of a first rounder this is. The first part prophesizing how the rest of the battle is gonna play out, predicting what Drake is going to do.
The famous actor we once knew is looking paranoid and now spiraling.
That was like fine at the time, but a year later, that line has aged extremely well.
Remember?
Obviously, there's fan favorites like
Cole and Ivory know I'm a selfish nigga. The crown is heavy. I pray they my real friends. If not, I'm YNW Melly. I don't like you pop.
Is he not the best, nigga? Is he not? Is he not the best?
Oh.
Shut the fuck up, bro.
his delivery is second to none. The way he says pushing me.
Yeah, fuck all that pushing P. Let me see you push a T.
Ooh.
You better off spinning again on him. You think about pushing me.
Doesn't that sound like siblings arguing and you like fold your arms and go, pushing me? It's just fun. It's
so funny because it does.
fucking silly. The juxtaposition between how silly this is and how serious the tracks is just wonderful. As an artist, use the principle of supply and demand to your advantage. By opting for quality over quantity, you not only make better things, but you're building a rarity so that when you do post, it's something people aren't gonna miss. But some people predicted that there might be another track from Kendrick based on a couple things. One, how he said,
back to back, I like that record. I'm gonna get back to that for the record.
And how the second definition on the cover art said they had almost a week to recover from Tuesday's series-winning victory. Well, Kendrick was planning to back-to-back the back-to-backers.
Raise my hands to a falling sky. I fantasize
I
with me.
love this. Dude, I love
talk
this.
about integrity.
How that photo is part of a bigger photo, but you don't realize it at first, and obviously Drake didn't realize it either. Like, yeah, I'm gonna give you a small piece. You don't calm down, you're gonna get the. I'm gonna hand you and everybody the whole picture.
On 616 in LA, Kendrick grapples with the fact that he's going to war.
I know this type of power is gonna cost, but I live in circadian rhythms of a shooting star.
This track was an important conversation with himself, a conversation with God about what he's doing and why he feels justified that he does have to go to war for now in order to ultimately earn peace. So that's him having integrity with himself, but giving Drake a final warning has integrity with the rest of his message, because at the end of Euphoria, he clearly warns him about family.
Don't speak on the family, Crody. You can get deep in the family, Crody. If you take it there, I'm taking it further. Psst, that's something you don't want to do.
Kendrick gives him another warning and says, bro, you are compromised. I have a mole in your camp.
You must be a terrible person. Everyone inside your team is whispering that you deserve it.
So both on the end of Euphoria and at the end of 616 in LA, Kendrick says, don't do it. Don't do it. And despite Drake on push-ups telling Kendrick that he's begging Kai Cenat to stream his reaction, Drake begs Kai Cenat to stay on stream.
Drake. Yeah. So what was the point of this line?
Don't do it. Don't do
what
it.
Was the
and
point?
despite Drake on push-ups telling Kendrick that he's begging Kai Cenat.
Begging Kai Cenat. Oh. What was the point? What was the point? What was the point? What was the point of half the shit Drake said in this disc? Like, most of them are lies, and he's saying shit that nobody brought up. Like after, is it Not Like Me? Is it after like Not Like Me? He came out with that track, then he's like bringing up, the weird stuff he done. Like Kendrick didn't really bring that up, and you're naming like Millie Bobby Brown. Like what? Like why? Like why? It was stupid. In this, like, why are you bringing up Kai? Yeah, you're begging Kai Cenat to stay on stream. Why? I don't know. Drake is. I don't know, man. Duh.
To stream his reaction, Drake begs Kai Cenat to stay on stream.
Drake has just texted me.
I remember
Stay
this.
on stream.
So that he can come to the premiere of Family Matters, which dropped that night on May 3rd. Drake says family matters, and to that I say, integrity matters. That middle verse was not part of the assignment. This song is called Family Matters. It's supposed to be a message to Kendrick that paints
like
the
that
picture saying, hey
middle
man,
verse
family
mix.
matters. You gotta be a better family man. What the fuck does this middle verse have to do with that? To put this whole middle verse in the
that's my point. Like half the shit, like, I, what? What are you talking about, dude? And why are you bringing up some of this stuff? Like, why? Like, why? Like, I didn't get it. I was like, ooh.
The song,
like the first song, I was like, okay, like Push Ups, banger. Okay, I hear you out. Then it's like the rest of it, like, what are you talking about?
called Family Matters that's not even about Kendrick, that just doesn't have integrity to the song. What the fuck is this middle verse? It feels like you're padding the word count. This feels like me in high school writing essays just to get my homework done, just saying random shit. By the way, the music video for Family Matters is a shitty music video. It is much more of a visualizer and a lyric video than a music video. It's kind of insane. When y'all are counting the days that Kendrick hasn't responded, what were you doing? Because you previewed Family Matters on Push Up, so you presumably had that shit ready, and all you did that whole time we were waiting on Kendrick is shoot this shitty visualizer lyric video, not even a real music video?
We got the same 24, what you mad for?
But as a quality over quantity rock, wouldn't you agree this song is just so much better without that middle verse? It doesn't have so much more replayability, if that's what Drake is going for, making a hit song that puts him over the record for most hit singles over MJ. Is a 7.5-minute song with this awful middle verse gonna go number one? Come on, man. So the conceptual integrity of the song sucks, but really is the lesser point here. What matters far more is the integrity of one's character. It has a lot to do with your credibility and whether or not people should believe what you're saying.
I heard that one of them little kids might be day free. They hired a crisis management team to clean up the fact that you beat on your queen.
So in saying that, now's a good time to pay a visit to our pal Tear again. Remember Terry?
Terry?
He has a great lesson in this book that applies to what Drake's done here with Family Matters, and it goes, thou shalt not make shit up. I mean, this is once again the critical difference between making art for the short term versus making it for the long term. As Kendrick predicted on Euphoria, Drake's whole angle, because he didn't have any actual dirt on Kendrick, is to spread rumors, to stoop so low to discredit some decent people. Things that a year later have had absolutely no substantiated proof in reality of being true. So as an artist, your integrity matters. While it is possible to sway people in the moment with bold claims, with fabricating lies, time reveals all in the end.
The truth will be revealed!
In his
I mean, a lot of people, no matter what you do, first hearing it, are going to believe it, you know? You will have your few people who's going to look it up and be like, there's nothing, what is he talking about? Like, I wasn't into Kendrick's business like that, but when I heard that, I was like, is that true? Did he really? I looked it up and I was like, this nigga's lying, man. Like, why is he lying now? Like, it's not, I understand, like, a lot of people don't like to do research and they hear stuff and they just take it at face value. They're like, oh, he did that, he did this, okay. But there are some people who's going to hear stuff and be like, I don't know, let me check that, and be like, oh, you're on some fucking bullshit, man. Like, what is this? And this is my whole thing with Drake's part, like with Drake, like he's just saying shit just to say it, you know. And at the end of the beef, like his last work, it is, I can't even talk. Is it his last record where he's talking about like, if I was a predator, I'd be in jail and stuff, you know, I'm too rich to be a predator? Nigga, Epstein, he got away with that for years. He's rich. You're going to get away with it. You're most likely going to get away with it. And why are you bringing up Millie Bobby Brown? Nobody said anything about her. Like, he's bringing up stuff that nobody said anything about. Do you feel a little guilty? Did he? Come on.
History will always favor those who speak the truth, who have integrity, because hindsight is 20/20 and they'll see that shit clearly. So as an artist, your integrity matters. The integrity of your works, but more importantly, the integrity of your character. So I think integrity is intertwined with your reputation. I think your reputation comes as a result of your integrity. Now listen, we're still here on Friday, May 3rd. Most Friday nights, you probably want to go outside and touch some grass. You probably want to be hanging out with friends, maybe sharing some drinks, making memories. But on Friday, May 3rd, 2024, oh, how it paid to be sitting at home on your phone. I will never forget that night, as Family Matters had just came out, and I texted my friends rapidly about my thoughts.
Midnight.
Saying, wow, those were some big claims. That's crazy stuff. I don't know. But Kendrick's camp is tweeting, and they don't seem too bothered by it. I remember seeing someone in Kendrick's camp say, that was the nuke? I'm in like the middle of a sentence typing to them, and I get the notification at the top of my screen. Kendrick Lamar tweeted, meet the Grams.
I love that. I love that imagery. Yeah, he points to it right there. That glove. Like I said, it was only a small piece of it. And he was like, okay, I'll give you the whole picture. I'll give you the whole thing now.
Can you drop? You're lying. You're lying, bro. You're a cap. Bro, you're a cap. He did? Oh my God, he did! Oh my God, he did! Oh my God, he did! Oh my God! No! 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 Oh my God, what's going on? This is actually insane. He didn't even let this nigga breathe.
Whoa, what? What? What are you saying to me? What? Whoa, wait! Wait, he actually dropped! Wait, what the fuck? Wait, he dropped! Kendrick dropped! Kendrick dropped! Kendrick dropped! Wait, what the fuck?
No fucking way. What Kendrick say? Kendrick dropped immediately? No fucking way. No fucking way.
This fucking clown.
No way.
The way that the first words of the song were already crazier.
Dear Adonis, I'm sorry that man is your father. Let me be honest.
This is how you set the tone. This is concision. Because in the first 2 words of the song, the child that Pusha T had revealed that Drake was hiding in their beef several years ago.
Adonis is your son, and he deserves more than an Adidas press run. That's real.
Kendrick is now writing a letter to Adonis, saying, I'm sorry that man is your father. Now, you guys, I gotta be honest.
Let me be honest.
When I made that prediction,
I don't get it. The people, the weirdest people, the one who have little secrets, who are just weirdos behind the scenes, or I mean, kind of in person too. They want to act out. Why? They just want to show their ass, and a lot of times shit goes wrong. I'm just saying, like, I just don't get it. I don't get it. If you notice, like, people who act out, they have some dark secrets, or I mean, sometimes it's not even that dark. It's not even that much of a secret, you know? And these are the people who want to act out. Then when something goes sideways, you know, especially like in a rap battle or something, like, well, you did it to yourself, you know? Why did you start it? You should have shut your mouth. Everything would have been fine, you know? I mean, like I said before, like, before this beef, I really didn't like Drake because I thought he's a weirdo because, you know, I heard some stuff. I've seen the videos. Then I'd seen him talking about, what's her name? Then that on that, I forgot what it, red carpet, like when she was talking about how she was friends with Drake and stuff. I was like, that's kind of weird. You know, you already had some weird stuff and you want to start some shit? Like, all right. That's you. That's go right ahead. You're fucking stupid, bro. Like, I just don't get it. I don't get it with these kind of people. are they that egotistical, like where they think they can just get away with anything?
This is what I was imagining. This was the magic current that I sensed from the future. This is the greatest diss track I've ever heard. The concept of writing to his family, not even talking to Drake anymore, but talking past him to his son and to his parents, is some of the most sinister, disgusting, disrespectful things I've ever heard. Incredibly disrespectful in concept alone. All you need to do is hear,
Dear Adonis, I'm sorry that man is your father. Let me know.
You know when Adonis gets older, like, people are going to remember this for a while. This beef right here is legendary. People are going to remember this decades later, you know? And, you know, once younger people find this, if they haven't already heard this, like around like Adonis' age and stuff, yeah, people are going to be saying this to him. It's going to impact this young man for a while.
This song is dark art, and it has cursed Drake and his family forever. The fact that something with their last name baked into it exists, there is no way Adonis will not hear this song. Adonis will be going to middle school and high school, and people will be saying, "Dear Adonis, I'm sorry that man is your father." It's actually insane.
That man is your father.
This is dark art. Personally, I like dark art. That's why my last video is about a piece of dark art, kind of mean tragedy and horror. That last video didn't do so well.
I mean, if a young man grows up to have thick skin, I mean, he can always say, "Hey, my daddy's rich. I have money, so fuck you." You know, he better grow up with thick skin.
It is crazy.
People gonna be
to
saying
me
all
this
kinds
bluff.
of stuff
Drake
about his
said he had
dad.
a nuke, and it was just making up some stuff about Kendrick's family. He didn't actually have a nuke, and he just sat there for 17 days and did nothing. And actually thought. He actually thought he was so smart. When Euphoria came out, they were like, wait. He said he's gonna drop another one. So let's wait for him to drop that other one, and then that's when we get him. He's gonna drop the next one, and then later that same day, we drop Family Matters. It'll be the ultimate prank. And so he does that, and 30 minutes later, Kendrick says, "I knew you were gonna do that." Meet the Grams.
Drake.
What is that?
I love them.
This is about reputation. And what Meet the Grams is an absolute real nuke on Drake's reputation. And in true Kendrick fashion, it does get deeper as it progresses, culminating in a final verse that's to Aubrey himself, not Drake, the character of the actor, but the man underneath, taking the mask off and talking to Aubrey himself, the man behind the mask. Kendrick cut through to the depths of this man's soul.
Why believe you? You never gave us nothing to believe in. Fuck a rap battle. This a long life battle with yourself.
I have never. What the fuck?
He's not even battling him anymore. He's just trying to educate you. Be a better man. Just do better, please.
Drake thought he was clever bringing his mom into the beginning of Family Matters.
Maybe in this song, you shouldn't start by saying...
Drake brought his mom into the beef, and then 30 minutes later, Kendrick is like...
Sandra, sit down. What I'm about to say is heavy. Now listen.
As if everything we've heard so far isn't insanely heavy.
Your son's a sick man with sick thoughts. I think niggas like him should die. Him and Weinstein should get fucked up and sell for the rest of their life.
Hearing it again, I forgot. Oh, bro.
Okay, Drake.
I don't know if this is like protected legally, how he says he should die. You know, like he ought to. Like it'd be for the greater good. We would be better off as a collective without it. Imagine a situation where one of the greatest living writers has made a song and posted it to the world about you, in which they are telling your parents you should
die so all of these women can live with a purpose.
This is beyond anything I imagined. I thought it would be crazy, but somehow this is some psychotic shit that I never saw coming.
He hates black women.
Nah, this nigga Kendrick is a psychopath, bro. This nigga is a psychopath. Yo, Kendrick. Bro, you scaring me, bro.
And quickly talking about this third verse. Much like how there has been no substantiated proof to come out about Drake's allegations of Kendrick, this allegation of Drake having yet another child a year later has not been proven true. Personally, and this is just me, I think she exists. And I could be wrong. I just don't
know
think
all about
Kendrick
that.
would
I don't
write
know.
this whole verse and publish it if he wasn't certain that this child existed. Because this song is a nuke even without that verse. If you take away the daughter verse, the song is still insane. And so I don't think he has a reason to fake that. I really just don't think it's like him to put something in there that he's not sure about. So I could be wrong. He could be wrong. As incredible of an artist as he is
Nobody's
a human that makes
perfect.
mistakes. Look at
Nobody's
the Joel
perfect.
Osteen bar.
I will never say somebody's perfect. I don't care who they are or anything. Like, nobody's perfect. He may have made a mistake on here. I don't know. I don't know if he has another kid, a daughter or something. I don't fucking know. You know, maybe have we found out about that? We can look it up. Do we have any proof that Drake has a daughter? This was 9 months ago. 2024. Let's see, does Drake have a daughter? Drake responds to what is this? Drake responds, Drake, one of the most iconic figures in the music world, is known for his chart topping hit. Okay, whatever. See. Okay, see. Does Drake have a daughter? See. Does Drake see? Hiding a 11-year-old daughter in claiming who is Graham, Drake's only confirmed child. I don't know what I'm seeing that we really don't know. So yeah. Okay, yeah. We don't know. So this whole thing, I mean, who knows if it's true or not? I mean, the only ones who would know is Drake and the baby mama and the daughter. But pretty sure they're not gonna dox the child.
Meant to say Haley Joel Osment, and he got confused with Joel Osteen, which is pretty fucking funny, but it is proof that he is a human being. He got the names confused. It's fine. Anyways, that's my 2 cents. I feel like the daughter is real. And why haven't we seen her yet? Because they're not gonna dox a child, you know? If she's real, it'll come out when the time is right, but we're not gonna dox a child for this rap beef. Alright, moving on. So Meet the Grams is one of the craziest songs I've ever heard. Wake up Saturday, May 4th, just stunned of what had just happened the night before. And I think people forget that what Kendrick did with Meet the Grams would be the setup for the next track, Not Like Us. The next day, he would drop Not Like Us, which in parallel, if Meet the Grams was a nuke on Drake's reputation, not only was Not Like Us dancing on the grave, but it was solidifying Kendrick's reputation as a guy standing for his virtues, standing for his beliefs. That's what he told SZA in that interview, what he believes the song is about. This is where many would say that Kendrick beat Drake at his own game by taking the diss track crown for the most replayed. Kendrick would back-to-back the back-to-backer twice, but to a much higher level, because Charged Up into Back-to-Back was a pretty good combo. Euphoria and 616, pretty good combo. But Meet the Grams into Not Like Us is the most insane combo I've ever seen. At this point, we're getting a whole Kendrick Hates Drake EP, but they're progressing the way an EP does. Not only are they changing in style, but the way one track follows the next is so well put together that you could only drop Not Like Us right after a Meet the Grams, after Kendrick had just boogeymaned him, how Drake thought he had the leg up on him, and 30 minutes later, Kendrick appears behind him with the real nuke.
Psst, there's something you don't want to do. Psst, I see dead
Oh my gosh. Hope.
And then this would go on to be the song, the most replayed, the victory anthem, the anti-PDF file anthem.
Certified level boy,
Yeah,
certified pedophile.
he was
Wop,
done.
Wop, 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 wop. Don't fuck him up. Wop, 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 wop. I'ma do.
He was done. He was done. As soon as I heard that song when that first came out, I was like, "Oh shit, this is a banger." Okay. Then I had to bring it. I had to come back. I was like, okay, this is a diss track. I was like, this is in the middle of a beef. I was like, yeah, Drake is done. He's cooked. You know, at this point, he is well done. He's getting burnt. He's burnt. He's burnt at this point. I was like, ooh. Then what follows after? The Grammys? Oh, the Grammys? Then the Super Bowl? I was like, ooh. Have you ever left something on a grill or a stove where like it's so overcooked? Like it's like so burnt. Like it's basically like hard falling apart. Like it's black. You're like, ooh. Yeah, there's no chance me eating that. You know, like when you leave something in the toaster too long and it's just like, it's black and it's like, ooh, you smack it against something. It's you're done. Yeah, it's Drake at this point, at this moment, you know. Yeah, when he came out with this song, it was getting to that point.
My stuff.
A minor has been so catchy that people forgot that is a flow rebuttal to what Drake did with the Day Free line.
Day free. A minor.
Once again, those Tupac lines.
You think the Bay gon' let you disrespect Pac, nigga? I think that Oakland show gon' be your last stop, nigga.
The gamble has backfired. He was trying to rush his opponent, you know, to cheese him, to go all in real early, but it didn't work. Kendrick used that against him.
How many stocks do I really have in stock? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5.
This song would go on to get 1 billion streams. It would go on to win 5 Grammys for calling Drake a PDF file, which Kendrick got as many Grammys as Drake with Not Like Us. So as an
This
artist,
one song,
your reputation matters.
Did you hear that? Hold on. Cause I never look how many does Drake have? He has 5. So with that song, right, with Not Like Us, Kendrick got as many Grammys as Drake in his entire career. Kendrick done that with one song. Then he played that song. He performed that song on one of the biggest stages. He cooked. Done. Wow.
Matters. It shapes what people expect from you. It can work for or against you. And finally, let's talk about Coherence. Not the indie film movie. Great film, you should see if you haven't. But talking about the consistency of your message. Because The Heart Part 6 is not just the worst diss track I've ever heard. Not just the worst Drake song I've ever heard. But it is fiercely competing for the worst song I've ever heard. The Heart Part 6 is so bad it almost does as much damage to Drake as the previous 2 Kendrick tracks did. I think
The Heart
3
Part 6.
nukes were dropped on Drake and one of them
Listen
was
to
The Heart
this.
Part 6. Pro tip, in the unfortunate circumstance that someone is comparing you to a sex criminal,
Him and Weinstein should get fucked up in a cell for the rest of their life.
don't compare yourself to a whole other sex criminal in your defense.
This Epstein angle was the shit I expected.
He simultaneously refers to it as this Epstein shit and says, I'm too rich to get away with this. He is literally talking about a person who was so rich he could get away with running an underage sex ring.
Only fucking with Whitney's, not Millie Bobby Brown's. I never looked twice at no teenager.
I knew.
Why? didn't. Why are you comparing yourself? Why are you bringing her up? Kendrick didn't bring her up. He didn't say nobody's name, bro. See, this is what kills me. It's like, why? What are you doing? That's supposed to be a checkmate. Ooh, I got you. This is exactly. I knew exactly what you're gonna do. Checkmate. If I was a predator, I wouldn't. I would be in jail, but I'm not because I'm so rich. It doesn't make any sense. A lot of people get away with it for so long because they're fucking rich. What are you talking about? Then he was like, Drake wouldn't be on the list. Yeah, Aubrey will. Your actual government name will be on the fucking list, not Drake. They're not gonna put Drake on there. You're fucking stupid. Like,
Who y'all thought I was a pedophile? That's not a thing normal people say. I'm not attracted to Millie Bobby Brown. No one even brought her up. Where are you getting these talk?
If I was fucking young girls, I promise I'd have been arrested. You thought you left D flat, D major.
Don't claim that you fed them information seconds after saying whoever they're getting their information from is clowns. Don't say that your opponent would be a worthy competitor if you were really a predator.
You would be a worthy competitor if I was really a predator.
Ugh. It hurt itself in its confusion. The coherence of your message is paramount. It should be consistent and cohesive. And Drake went from begging Kendrick to drop to begging Kendrick to stop. Just within the art that Drake has submitted, there is so much contradiction, let alone the real life antics that he's doing now with the lawsuits and whatnot. There is so much incoherence, so much contradiction. In stark contrast to Kendrick, who simply told us what was going to happen, and then that happened. He has been saying the same thing the whole time. It is crystal clear in the art, and the fact that he doesn't communicate outside of the art makes it that much clearer for us, because this is all we have to look at.
I'm not gonna lie, this shit was some good exercise. Like, it's good to get out, get the pen working.
This is not a diss track.
Oh man, that's good.
Exercise, like, it's good to get out, get the pen working.
This is not a diss track, this is a defense track. His energy and intensity on the subject matter is at an all-time low. It does not properly follow what is before it. You have lost the plot, dude. This shitty, Mother Eye, it is unforgivable. Oh, it is so, there's so many bad moments on this. This song is F tier, maybe double F tier. There's so many profoundly bad moments on this song.
That's that one record where you say you got my there. Oh, fuck me, I just made the whole connection.
Then he proceeds to misinterpret the point of the song. And even if he correctly interpreted it, what a terrible angle.
Drake is looking weaker and weaker every day.
TikTok videos you collected and dissected.
This guy really thinks that Kendrick is out here collecting and dissecting TikToks. What are we doing? What is this Mickey Mouse bullshit? What are these high school antics? But fortunately, you don't have to stoop to that level of Instagram comments, because this is a battle of art, and Kendrick can put his rebuttal in the art, and that's exactly what he did. In this beautiful moment where we finally get to not even hear what Whitney has to say, but to show us how she feels about the battle. It is the epitome of show versus tell. Drake is telling us as suspect how Dave is commenting on Whitney's post, and
why isn't Whitney denying all of the allegations?
They show us them dancing on this man's grave with their kids.
I love
it. It is
it.
of utmost importance that both Kendrick and Whitney chose to stand for this form of communication, to set the standard for the future moving forward, that you don't have to reply on that level. You don't have to get on social media and post your response there. You can take your time and on your own schedule, take your truth and put it into the art. And that's what they did. That's probably the most beautiful part of this battle, is Whitney dancing on Drake. It's a far healthier and far more impactful way.
I will say, like, my two favorite parts, right, is this was perfect, and, you know, Not Like Us, okay? Two best parts.
This battle is Whitney dancing on Drake. It's a far healthier and far more impactful way of communicating in the digital age, and it's probably a big reason why it won a fucking Grammy. This 10 to 15 second moment would be one of the most memorable of the entire battle. I think is undisputedly the best shot in the music video. I think the second best is the tightrope one. That one is insane. Really the coup de grace, and even though this man was already dead, what little was left of his argument was this, and they obliterated it in spectacular fashion.
I am a war general, seasoned in preparation.
Dude, you need help.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Get some help.
So as an artist, the coherence of your message is paramount. It should be consistent and cohesive. I don't know, I just look at the Heart Part 6 and it's like, this, just remember our golden rule, man. Like, this is what you chose to say on wax in the art forever? It's just, it's so bad.
Hey, 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 run for your life.
Is he gonna get a Grammy? Is he gonna get a Grammy? Maybe.
The whole point of delayed gratification is that while it's hard at first, it ultimately wins big later. And so this has been a tremendous learning experience for someone who's impatient like me, who's grown up in the digital age, the era of instant gratification, that it didn't matter that it would take 17 days or whatever for Kendrick to respond and that Drake would get to paint the narrative first, because the picture that Kendrick ultimately painted was so much more coherent and so much more potent that it completely won the narrative. While Kendrick had clearly won the battle, now J. Cole and Drake are actually just spiraling with some of the definitively worst features we've ever seen from them.
It's grippy. And she said she was gay until I slayed. Now she's strictly diggly. As soon as she pays, I'm on the way, and I be showing up.
Yeah, we doomed.
Yeah, that was.
Bro, J. Cole fan, we cooked.
TD, RBC, Scotiabank, RBC, CIBC, PC Financial. No! Hell nah, no, this is a joke. This cannot be real. No, hell no, this is not real. No, bro, no. Jake, get up! Jake!
There's no fucking way, bro.
So, what have we learned? Kendrick won because he takes art seriously, and serious artists respect the fact that once published, art is forever. They recognize that art is a long game, and therefore artists should play the long game, because what we're making will outlive us all. Drake played for the instant gratification, which lasted all of 17 days. Kendrick played for the delayed gratification, or all the days after those 17. And it has now been 306 days since Push-Ups dropped, the same day I posted my last Kendrick video. And just look at what has happened since. Winning the battle in May would result in a victory concert in June, a victory lap album in November, 5 Grammy wins, and a historic, record-breaking Super Bowl performance in February. But while Kendrick takes his art serious,
he called you a pedophile on the biggest stage. A minor. Everybody's singing that too. Now I have heard like a lot of people didn't like the performance and stuff, and some people are trying to say like, if you're not black, you didn't understand it. That's the whole thing. But I'm looking at it, you know, a lot of people are probably looking at it like this is still part of that beef, you know, and it's a little overkill. Like he's just, Drake is done. This is him, like, you know, fucking digging up his body and dancing on it again for one last time in front of millions of people who don't even listen to rap, you know? People who do listen to rap, people who don't listen to rap, and he just danced on his body again.
seriously, some of you don't, and that's a problem. You see, I get a lot of comments much worse than the one I showed at the beginning of this video. Some of you probably saw the one on my community post just before posting this. You don't have to like everything that I like. You might not be into hip-hop as a genre, but to say that it's not music, to belittle the art form that I love, is ignorant at best and straight up racist at worst.
When people talk about rap,
yeah, I don't get why. I mean, you can like what you like and dislike what you dislike, right? But calling, like, saying it's not music, once you try to go out there and rap, you try to do it, okay? It is not an easy feat, you know, making stuff rhyme together, making stuff make sense, to ride the beat so gracefully and stuff. It's not an easy feat. Not everybody can do it. If everybody could do it, they would do it. You know, everybody can't do it. It is an art form, and it's very impactful because, you know, I can see how people like the whole mumble rap era. I can see how people don't like that and say it's useless. It's just promoting bad stuff. I get that, but people like Kendrick, J. Cole, Logic and stuff, they actually be rapping about important stuff. And you can kind of say with Eminem sometimes. He does sometimes, but a lot of his stuff, like I said, I love Eminem. You know, that's Slim Shady. He goes hard, but a lot of times, like, the shit he be saying is just outrageous. Like, what the fuck did he just say, man? Calm down. Hold on, calm down. But he's another person you don't want to mess with. I would say, like I said in my last video, Kendrick and Eminem. You don't want to mess with them. Not at all. Don't fuck with them. And I can only imagine if they just double team somebody. Not like that. Okay? Hold up. Not like that. I know what you're thinking. But you know what I mean. Like, they're going at something. I don't want to even think about that.
Rap, man, the conversations I hear, they think it's just rap and it's not an actual art form, and like kind of like belittle it. So I love to see that it gets that type of recognition for just straight raps, from awards to the billboards, all that, because this is truly just as big as an art form and a genre as any other genre.
And you know what? Maybe you won't get it right now, and that's fine. Because real artists play the long game, and I see new people discovering the art of rappers like Kendrick Lamar every year.
It's so good! It's so fucking good!
People are still discovering his work that came out over a decade ago. New people are diving into the stories. New people are digging into the goldmine of lyricism, wordplay, and poetry. New people are finding songs they can't help but dance to. New people are finding songs that make them cry.
That was a powerful song. I'm crying, man.
And that's why I love Rap Sam. That's the power of art. And that's the art of delayed gratification. Because art has the power to touch the hearts and minds of not just everyone alive the moment it's released, but anyone and everyone who comes after us forever.
He's so right. That was a good video. Give that a like. Yeah, give that a like, man. I'm already subscribed to him from the last video, and I'll link this in the chat. Hold on. How do you? Oh, Control V. I'm stupid sometimes. But there you go. Got it linked. Good. But yeah, I really don't have much to say. Like, this is a good video. And yeah, Drake, I said it all during the video and stuff. So I'm not even gonna just like the video. Give me a like too if you want. And no, I'll just see you next time. All right. Peace. Okay, so that's a pretty good video. Okay, so he did react to based this if true. This was like 4 weeks ago. I didn't know if he reacted to this video or not. So we probably won't react to the whole video. I just want to see his thoughts on it. Because we watched the original video already. You know, Reddit hates the Rat King Asmongold. So we're to see some of it.
Reddit hates Asmongold. What is all this? This is crazy. I go inside and I walk in and I look around. I don't know where the fuck I am. The people, there are 2 receptionists there. They were like, oh fuck, oh fuck. All right. And then I come in there and I'm like, okay, do you guys have a bathroom? And they're like, sir, you know, are you a resident here? And I'm like, no, I'm waiting to see somebody. She's like, okay, okay, yeah, no, it's down there. It's over there. And so go over the bathroom, go over there. And I'm like, okay, sure. And
I want to see.
Within 30 seconds, locks
internet. So because you're a creator today, like Asmongold, pretty much every and fight him on pretty much every opinion he has. As
that is so true. Oh God, that's so true. Holy fuck. Yep.
Gold's chat in a lot of ways is the exact opposite of an echo chamber. And
Yeah.
honestly, it's really similar to my Discord. I have a political compass channel, and it is like a 65-35 for either being center right or center
Well,
left.
I let a lot of people have. I let people have opinions as long as they're not like something that's bannable, right?
Yeah.
I actually don't have anyone who's too crazy out there. Now, of course, people post their meme results or whatever, but that is what I really like to see. Not according.
He does. Like I was just watching him earlier. Like if it's not something asked out crazy and you saying some wild shit, and if you don't keep arguing with him and just try to like prove that he's wrong or he's a dumbass or whatever some people think he is, like he doesn't ban you or anything. He's a lot of time he's very reasonable about it, you know. He is a reasonable guy, I will say, if you actually watch him. And I know a lot of people have opinions on him that don't even watch him or may see a 1-minute clip, a 3-minute clip or something, and don't get the full context of what he was really saying and what he's talking about.
To Reddit though, but anyway, already starting this video out a little controversial. The content that he did a poll at.
Yeah, you know what? I
was like pretty much 50-50, and of course in the
was it? Yeah, you know what? I think it kind of was. Now that I think back on it, it was somewhere around
like
there.
JD
Yeah.
Vance debate, it was 90-10, I think, for Vance. But even people like
JD blew him the fuck out. Like, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, he totally did.
Like Pirate Software have a favorable opinion of him. Like I said, I like entertainers. Pretty much at the end of the day, above all.
Yeah.
And him and especially his chat are quite entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
But anyway, before we begin, like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Truly Based Discord, and I'm gonna link my subreddit down in the description also from now on. And if you like my channel and like what I do here, please consider donating me a coffee on either my Patreon or YouTube membership, and I will shout your name
used to have
at
the
the end of
$1
every
one
single video
donut.
till the end of time. Now on to the posts. Now, if you didn't think Reddit was bad enough, we are going to one of these cesspools of Reddit itself. Fuck.
Really funny about this is
Hassan Piker. And I've actually.
What I find to be really funny about this is that I've watched Hassan's stream, and basically everybody that's banned in Hassan's stream comes to my stream to complain about Hassan. And I think that there's a lot of people that go from my stream and they get banned in my stream, and then they go can't complain about me and Hassan's stream.
Yeah, pretty
It's
much.
insane.
Probably.
Never been here. 150k comrades and 109 Marxist chads. Holy shit, dude. Hassan Piker is the fucking CEO of Kool-Aid.
saved clips of Asmongold being a racist, demonetizing piece of shit in case they are deleted. But unlike Asmongold, I'm not going to apologize for saying it. The culture in the Middle East is
Oh,
very...
jeez. If I am not getting in trouble for this again. We're moving on.
Who live in that region. And I do think that most of the time, a lot of great and innocent people just find themselves in the wrong environment and are practically forced to have a lot of immoral ideas. So no, I don't hate Muslims or Arabs, as I look at everybody individually, but like I said, I do notice a pattern. Their governments have perpetuated such an awful system, and it doesn't seem like it's going to change anytime soon, unfortunately. But I wish them the best, inshallah, brother. And the most ironic...
Seems like Saudi Arabia actually is changing a lot of shit. But
part about them calling
hard to say.
Asmongold racist is if I ask like pretty much any Hassan Piker Gooner what their thoughts are about Jewish people, I am sure I would get some pretty racy answers, let's just say.
Yeah.
Every day gets more right wing. And what's funny is, if you actually watch Asmongold, which I know none of these people do,
no,
I would consider him actually a little bit more left wing than anything. He is a professional fence sitter, but when it comes to like
I want to hear
Let
this.
me address this criticism, okay? About being a professional fence sitter.
Listening.
Maybe it's not worth it to jump off on one side of things if the argument for it isn't good enough. Maybe you don't need to do that. You don't need to align yourself and have a strong opinion on every single issue.
He's right. There's no need to do that. You know, and you don't have to agree with one side with everything they like. You don't have to agree with everything they say on one side. Like, that's how I am. Like, I agree some things that Trump says and JD Vance says, and I'm kind of like still like iffy about like Elon Musk. But anyways, with JD Vance, and I really don't mind JD Vance. Trump, I'm like kind of like okay, what is he? I just don't. What is he talking about half the fucking time? He doesn't know what he's talking about half the time. He just rambles and tells stories. And like with the left side, like I agree with some of the stuff, you know, but a lot of stuff I don't agree with, and especially with the far left people, you know, with the DEI people and stuff, and being woke and all that and stuff. And you know, like my whole thing mostly last year, being on social media, any social media, TikTok, you know, all I heard, this is what I believe, like, why that side lost, because the far left, not every woman, not every person did it, all right? I'm not saying that, but a lot of them, and the far left people, they demonized men so hard. So fucking hard. It was so hard to be on their side. It was so hard. Like, they made it so fucking hard because it was like every day it was like, men are bad. Men need to stop doing this. Men, bad. It was always, and your average guy who really doesn't do anything, like, we see that, they see that, and they're like, what the fuck did I do? You know? And this is like, at the point, like, there's a reason, like, it came to a point, like, why don't guys ask women out or do this? Because they're scared to do that, because they see how men were being treated, no matter what color they were, you know, what their religion was. Like, no matter if you were a guy, you got it, they put it in your head that no matter what you did or what you said, you're still a piece of shit, you know? And it was just wild. But I understand, like, everybody on the left isn't like that, and like how everybody on the right isn't up Trump's ass. Like, no, they're not. They see some of the stupid shit he says, And that's where I'm at. Like, why would I put myself on one side when I don't really agree with either side a lot of the times, you know? If I see one side doing something wrong, I won't call them out. Or if I see one side actually doing something, you know, that helps us out, the American citizen, you know, especially like lower class and middle class, I'm like, oh, that's some good shit right there, you know? So why would you just jump off of one side of the fence? Then once you do that and you try to say something good about the other side, well, now you're going to be fucking demonized by the side you decided to jump off with, you know?
Issue and get angry and super emotional and vitriolic about every single issue. It's not mandatory, it's not necessary, and I don't think it's healthy either. I think that I have a lot of very strong opinions on tons of things.
Yeah.
The people that call me a fence sitter are mad.
And he's not the only one. We all do. We all have very strong opinions about some stuff, about something, okay? If you say you don't, you're lying. Okay? You're lying. I don't care who you are. You have a strong opinion about something in the world, our country, our, you know, our government, about something.
Because I'm not agreeing with them.
Actual policy, I would say he's pretty left-wing, to be honest.
Yeah.
This is absolutely insane. OMFG. These people are not like us. Inferior culture, immoral culture. This is racism 101, like holy fucking shit. Nah, bro, this is observation 101. Let's be honest.
This was all the other shit.
Peak culture. Ignore the cockroaches, garbage food, no water, bleeding gums, anti-woke games, terminal.
I drink water every day. Also, if you go and you look at a Dr. Pepper can, the first fucking ingredient is carbonated water.
Shut the fuck
bullshit.
up. You're fucking stupid, man. Asmund Gold, you're cooked. You're fried, man. Come on, he said he took a Dr. Pepper can and was like, yes, he has water in it. You know? Get out of here. That was great.
More fucking bullshit.
Online, no humanity or empathy.
He drinks water.
Draw more demonetization cultural axis. What a brain dead take. Now this is such a stupid fucking argument. You can't criticize how one person who is quite extreme lives and say that this is the culture that they represent. Now, Based, isn't that what you're doing? Nah, bro, I don't follow a book whose main character's second wife is 6 years old. Sorry, we are not the same. Asmongold's culture is living under cockroaches, mold, and misogyny. I have a feeling he would be in opposition to preemptively killing him for having Y'all-Qaeda primitive culture. What the fuck is this?
Y'all-Qaeda. That's the idea that basically there's a bunch of rednecks that think the exact same as the Taliban, but they hate the Taliban.
It's for the inferiority of
I learned something new.
See, I don't really understand this.
Yeah, I know what that is.
He doesn't overspend. In fact, he doesn't flaunt his wealth in any way whatsoever.
Oh, really?
All he does is make his money and keeps to himself. And yeah, you may not like his opinions, but he doesn't try to stop you from having your opinions, which is something that absolutely can't be said for things like Sharia law. Isn't this the guy that gets mad about gay people in video games? Yeah, no, like,
I want to hear
these
this.
people watch his content and they never will.
Well, they've seen a few clips, right? They've seen a few clips, and this is usually what people do, and I see this happen. This happens to me a lot, is that people will oversimplify what I say and then turn it into, like, something that sounds stupid, and then make it out like that's what my intention was to begin with. Like, that's, I feel like it's very, very common that people do that. Short, out of context clips. Yeah, exactly.
What did I say earlier? What did I say earlier in the video? That's exactly what people do. They see a short clip, a minute, 3-minute clip, and it's out of context, or, you know, it's just, come actually watch him and just see what he's about.
So they're just gonna believe whatever they want to believe. They liked it. Cultures. Understand why this But at the very least, you have to pretend to, so you're a terrorist.
With like the immigration thing, out of like,
because you don't know who's coming into your country, they could be a terrorist and be.
I don't know. Like, I think that there's a lot of like, and this is what happens, and it's happening right now with like the immigration thing, is that there's a lot of emotional blackmail that happens that's related to the immigration topic, where like they'll post pictures of like people crying, and this is supposed to be like an argument to like let illegal immigration happen. I think it's super, super common. And I think the problem is that there's enough people that get swayed. Weaponized empathy. Yeah, I think it's super weaponized empathy.
Weaponized empathy.
Like massively.
That's a good point.
And it's been happening already, right? I mean, and you can see it, like, I could just pull it up real quick and find it, because I pulled up some comments that I was going to look at about this myself. And let me see if I can find it real quick. Fuck, where'd it go? I think I scrolled down too much. That's how people trick people. Yeah, where is it here? Fuck, maybe I didn't find it. Yeah, basically, oh no, he's crying, quick burn the Constitution. Yeah, there we go. And I think that's what happens, is that people try to turn things into being like emotional. Oh, okay, that's something else. And people try to turn things into being emotional so that you don't have people thinking about it logically or like rationally. Because, like, yeah, obviously, like, with any policy like that, there's going to be bad outcomes, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't do it.
And that's not going to work on a lot of people. A lot of people it does work on, but a lot of people it's not going to work on. I'm just saying, like, if you really want to help and you really want these people to come from these other countries, especially like Mexico, why don't y'all do something productive and help? You know, we just want people to follow the rules and get their paperwork and be legal, and it doesn't help the illegal immigrants to be over here and get taken advantage of. It just doesn't help anyone. So when you try to emotionally like sway somebody on your side, mostly yeah, you know what I mean, it doesn't help anyone.
Because you decided, oh, it's more morally right to let them in, and they go fucking kill a bunch of people. Well, I guess as long as it
and I think that's the reason why that you have so many people that hyper focus on these like illegals that kill people. Because obviously, I mean, like, if there's a lot of illegal immigrants, there's going to be some that kill people, right? Is that you're basically fighting fire with fire, because like the emotion of, well, let them in, they're suffering, is like, you can counteract that because it's like a moral argument, and you can counteract that with a moral argument of, well, they're hurting people whenever they get let in. Do you see kind of what I'm saying? And so, but like, to me, I don't really think that there's a lot of them they're killing people. Like, it's probably like super, super, super fucking uncommon, but of course it happens.
Yeah. Very uncommon.
It's all good, right? Get the fuck out of here. The
they know they can get
conservative neat who
into some trouble.
Beating.
Let's skip to the end. See what he
read it in my head, but it's so cringe that I don't even want to say it. What are we on? r/fucking comics again? And guess what, boys? We are back on the subreddit that actually made a post about me. The YouTube comments under the Asmin apology today. Oh god, PDF file age are just a normalize. Check about me number.
Oh, this is a big problem. Like, YouTube has a huge problem with bot accounts, and like this was going on for like maybe another like a couple of months ago, is that we were dealing with a lot of comments where people kept trying to post like weird sexual videos in my comments, and I think that YouTube somehow was able to fix that and make it stop happening. But for a while it was really, really bad.
And I just think some people were weird. I got called a PDF file on one of my videos, and I forgot what. I think we were talking about Mr. Beast or something like that. And that comment was like out of nowhere. It was weird. I was like, okay. Like, we weren't talking about Chris or whatever, Ava, or anything like that. It was about Mr. Beast. And that comment just came out of nowhere. It was weird. You know, it was so fucking random.
Just because it is illegal doesn't mean it is morally wrong. Holy shit, this got 9 likes. But also, this is like very clearly a bot. Have we just never been on the internet before? Innuendo Studios said one of the core tenets of a fascist mindset is to never play defense, in case you wondered where the never apologize thing came from. Oh yeah, guys, it couldn't possibly have any other meaning than just being a fascist mindset. It's not like people lie about you on the internet or anything ever. Oh look, we have a voice of reason. To be fair, the PDF comments are made by bots. They've infested every big channel. It's particularly bad on Critical's channel and has been for over a year now. This is the power
We
of
try to ban as many of these as we can, but it's really hard to get all of them.
using your brain, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get
it's
to
really
it.
hard.
But anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it on that. And if you like the video, like, comment, and subscribe. And check out my description for all my links. And if you want me to see who Reddit hates next, leave that down in the comments.
I wonder if those bots are just like targeted like on popular videos. So I'm pretty sure. Can I filter this somehow? Views. Oh fuck. Okay, I don't know how to. When the fuck did that? All that I think that's. No, that's not it. I think it's this one. I mean, it got a lot of views. It's not my biggest video. See, you sound like a PDF file. You had money. I got a feeling you'll be Chris too. What? What is this? Yeah, okay. There's a somebody commented on his thing. So weird, but anyways, I want to see
but
what
without
he's.
further ado, on to our patrons. Thank you to our base gods, XX Schisms XX, and thank you to our base legends, Kada, Yoru Imiya, and Triple X Medic, and thank you to our super base, Shadow Dial, Devin Dekron,
Yeah, this video is pretty fair.
Redzi, Aziz Deglue, Pim Tool, Joseph Miller, Zach Orange, and Peef Rimgar. And thank you to our base certified Crowbon, Joker Gaming, Nathan Quinn, Matthew M, Duop Diggy,
That's a lot of
Blom
fucking people.
Green, Tom, Matthew Armstrong, Thomas Layman,
I'll link you
Redzi
guys the
Jordan,
video.
Arcturus
This is a good
51,
video.
Worm, Serbian Sickle 92, Terray, Turkey Dog, Easy Joe, Levy Velasco, Crow Eater 1836, Filler, Hilday, Joe Billy, Morrow.
About me, because I do think that there are people that get banned in my chat, and then like they go and they turn it into what do you call it? They get banned in my chat, and then they go on Reddit and complain about it. That's
All right, so just talking about if you want, I'll put this in the chat. All right, there you go. Put it in the chat. If you want to watch the original video, I have it on my channel, but just in case you want to watch the original video too, I'll link that too. If you haven't seen it already, because we basically just skipped through it. I just want to see what he said exactly. All right, there we go. And it's Zach. It's Asmongold. So if you want, I'll link his video and his channel in the comments for the YouTube video. But yeah,
Reddit hates Asmongold.
So I wanted to watch this too. Avowed versus Skyrim. Now, Skyrim is actually the first Elder Scrolls game I actually played. And just to let you know, I actually have seen like some stuff about Avowed, like the NPCs in town, they don't move or anything. When they do move, they're kind of jittery when they move and stuff, and you know, dialogue stuff, and that's really about it. The gameplay does look pretty cool. I will give that to Avowed, and I do want to play it at some point whenever I get the money, of course. But let's actually hop into this.
Chamber is what it is.
Wait, what was the first one? Oh. Prop fix it.
Chamber
Physics.
is what it is.
Yep.
Hey, watch it.
That's Skyrim for you.
Better than all the keys shanties all day.
So a game that came out like what? How old is it? Like 11 years ago, can do that, and even like in a game like Marvel Rivals, the props or physical objects that you can destroy or move or whatever. Okay, that's okay. Let's keep watching. Okay. The water doesn't react to you, really, at all? Cool. Wow. Isn't Skyrim bigger than Avowed? Like, I don't get it. Like, a lot of, oh my gosh, like how did we get to this point where we're looking at like how you can let me know in the comments, like a 11-year-old game or however old it is, and like it's more interactable, like you can do a lot more stuff. Like I'm pretty sure like in Avowed you can't pickpocket anyone, but I know in Skyrim you can pickpocket people. You can steal stuff from vendors and stuff, and they will react to you. They will fight you. They'll call the guards on you. You will face consequence. Then even when you try to pickpocket somebody, like sometimes they may not notice, but a lot of times they will notice. Like they will either run or like somebody else will try to fight you, seeing you doing it. Like it's a very interactable world. The world really reacts to you. And then we have Avowed. I don't get it. I really don't. Shooting an arrow into the air. I mean, Skyrim is gonna come back down. There you go. They're not coming back, are they? I mean, you got one hell of an arm and about one hell of an arm. You shot that shit into space. It's over in the earth right now, baby. Shooting birds.
Looking to hire a boat?
Yeah, you can kill like anything. You can kill anything in Skyrim. Birds, animals, even people you're not supposed to. Like, not everybody, but a good majority in that game. You can kill them if you want to. It's crazy. I would say he's just missing, but you can't miss that many times. You have. Oh yeah. I'm guessing the gun is like hit scan. I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments. Wait, what did it say? Fish. It says fish. Just pick those suckers up. Are there no fishing about? Is that what you're telling me? There's no living fish in water about? Ooh. Crowds and extras. Oh yeah. Watch this. If he starts attacking you, I hope he goes back to Skyrim. These people they actually do stuff. They're not even saying anything, he's just standing there.
Good pieces out here if you're looking to buy. More inside.
NPC schedules. In Skyrim, NPCs will go to work, do chores, walk around. Walk around, go home, and do other stuff according to their schedules. They do. A lot of people don't notice that because people don't stick around. And they just stand there. Shooting arrows into the water splashes. Hold on, you can even see like the arrows in Skyrim. They even changed the velocity and the trajectory of the arrow. Like it goes in and it goes straight down really fast. Watch. See how this Yeah, the water in Skyrim actually has some good physics. Oh my god, it's gonna talk physics. You can put water in there. See, for some reason, I don't know, was that right? Is a exception and will leave splashes in some waters, but won't in others. So I'm guessing he's talking about the gun. Attacking friendly NPCs. Yep. What is this? No reaction out of anyone. You can't even hit him. That's boring. You don't attacking critters. Yeah, like I said, you can almost kill anything in Skyrim.
Stop right there.
Stop right there.
Stop right there.
Is he still trying to kill this chicken? Smacking the shit out of it. Nothing. You find the dragon. See, enemies, NPCs stick to their location, so you can't drag them anywhere. That's one thing I liked about Dragon Dogma 2. Dragon Dogma 2 is like you can drag like the big boys, the dragons back to the city and fuck shit up if you want. Wait, what is this? See, arrows versus wood, stone, and metal. So sticks and wood. Yeah, see that? Mm-hmm. It's working like an arrow should work. And it's actually in the tree too. I don't think it's actually an arrow would be embedded in that. Maybe the wood. Pretty good physics. It's not even close to the wall. Come on, man. Come on. Lance, what's up? What's up? Sorry, just seen that. These cannonballs are the only thing in about I can find. The arrows will bounce off of. Maybe because they're programmed as a round object. So that's what I'm guessing. Like the model of the ball is actually round, so therefore, like
everything's for sale, my
it
friend.
bounces off.
Everything. If I had a sister, I'd sell her in a second.
What did he just say? Oh man, I love that line so much.
Everything. If I had a sister, I'd sell her in a second. Why, you little filcher? What do you think you're doing? Thief! You can't take
you have
that!
committed crimes against Skyrim and her people. What say you in your defense?
Uh-oh. I
Pay
heard
with
died
your
and
blood.
go to prison.
Someone do something! Those are going to cry now.
Nothing. Oh my gosh, just watching this is killing me.
If you're looking for a challenge, what? You won't get away
Oh, she
with
pulled
that.
out a shank
Why,
on
you
him.
Little filcher. Please, someone do something.
By order of the Jarl, stop right there.
Her other dad didn't go to prison.
Cleanse the Empire of its filth.
This is so bad. I really didn't think it was this bad. Pickpocket.
Oh, no, you don't.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to pickpocket in Skyrim if you don't have the right skills leveled up.
You have committed crimes against Skyrim and her people. What say you in your defense?
So disappointing. I like how she ran away, but he's and the guards come in. It must have been his girl, man. Lock picking. I like the mechanic and stuff for lock picking. Break. I mean, of course, that shit sucks. Especially when you only have a few. You keep breaking it. It's so satisfying once you get it. The fuck is that? That's lockpicking in that game? That's lockpicking in that game? Is that what you're telling me? You just hold down F? That's it? Oh my god, this is... Oh... I still want to play it, but... Actually playing Skyrim and stuff, like... I don't know, man. It's just so depressing watching this. Like, it is. I can just go back and just play Skyrim. It's so stupid.
I'm all ears.
Skyrim, you can drag objects.
I'm all ears.
I like the design of that axe. Yeah, you can drop everything. Pick it up. And about can drag or how? What do you drag? You're not dragging anything. Maybe he said you can't. Maybe he meant you can't. He said you can drag or. Cannot drop your inventory on the ground. Maybe there's a good reason for that. I'm not sure. Haven't played Avowed yet. Jumping off high cliffs. I see the difference. All right. It looks very high. What the fuck was that? What was that? He just dies in air? Like he dies of what, fear? He's scared? Like what goes on? What am I watching, bro? Like what? This is painful to watch. It's pretty good distance. His fucking body, bro. See, however, in this spot, it works fine. Maybe for two reasons. Maybe it's not as high as the other points, or maybe like it's scripted or something. I'm not sure. I never played the game yet, but could be wrong. Damn, she's killing it. You see that bounce? Bounce with it. Bounce with it. It's one hell of a goat.
Fancy robes. You a wizard or something?
Did you hear him?
Who's laughing now?
That was pretty good. I haven't watched Avowed versus Oblivion. That was a good video. Give him a like, subscribe to him. No, I played Skyrim. I haven't played Avowed yet, but does this kind of make me want to play Avowed? I don't know. I do like the aesthetic of Avowed. I like the colors and everything. I like the gameplay, how the gameplay looks. I'm gonna give it a try at some point. But in back of my head, I am going to be comparing it to Skyrim, because that was my first Elder Scrolls game I played. Then I got into ESO Online for the longest time. So, yeah, oh man. Yeah. It's got a lot to live up to, and what I'm seeing, it doesn't really live up to it, but I'm willing to give it a chance. But leave me a like if you want, subscribe, and I stream every day, Monday through Friday, alright? So if you want to come to the stream and interact with me, talk to me and stuff, come by. And, like I always say, I'll see you next time, alright? Peace. So, I wanted to watch this best MMOs for beginners. I wonder what MMOs he's going to talk about. I feel like MMOs, like if you're talking about like beginner MMOs, I feel like New World is a pretty good beginner MMO. What are some other good ones? Probably like ESO, but if you're talking about like just like 2025, like I guess just to like get into, like you can probably say like Throne of Liberty is pretty good. But a lot of MMOs, like I guess like if you're not about playing it for like the long run, like I guess you can just say like the most popular, like Final Fantasy 14. Wow, I mean, I wouldn't. I would say probably like Final Fantasy is very good for beginners. I haven't played WoW, so I really don't know. Let's actually get into this and see what he has to say. I don't know if I ever haven't subscribed to him or anything, so we'll see how if the video's worth it.
So you're thinking about giving the MMO genre a real chance. As someone who spent the last 20 years devouring all of the great MMOs that have ever been released and covering the MMOs that have yet to be released, my advice is pretty simple. Run for your life, and whatever you do, don't look back. Sorry about that. So the way I'm going to put this list together is based on the following metrics. First of all, quality. To make it on this list, it has to be first and foremost one of the best MMOs, because there's
Final
a lot of
Fantasy.
garbage out there. I've seen those MMOs. I'll never be the same, but I can spare you that experience. Second, we've got affordability. How much do you have to spend to find out if you even like the genre? Games you can try for completely free, for example, are a huge plus for people who aren't even sure if they're going to be interested in the game. Third, difficulty. How easy is it to enjoy the game without needing the help of 100 different guides on the internet? There's nothing worse than trying to learn a new MMO but feeling like it's impossible to do so on your own. And fourth, pay for power, or in other words, pay to win. If the game has a direct and obnoxious path to pay for power, I'm not going to be recommending that as your first MMO experience. The only reason players boot up these casinos is because they've already burned out on all the good MMOs. You are in the envious position of being new to the genre and you haven't burned out on all the good MMOs yet. So let's go ahead and take advantage of that when we put together this list. Which takes us to the first MMO on the list and one of the most popular MMOs in the world. That's going to be Final Fantasy 14. This game has an insanely generous free trial. It gives you the first 70 levels for free. More than enough time for you to decide if it's worth it or not for you. That's hundreds of hours.
You can basically like play the base campaign. Like I haven't dabbled in like in every single MMO. Okay, I'm no like expert, but I have dabbled in a lot of them. Lost Ark, New World, Elder Scrolls Online, Final Fantasy. I don't know if I said that already. I don't think so. Throne and Liberty. There's some other ones. Black Desert Online. I don't know. There's. I know I'm missing some off the top of my head right now. Fantasy Star Online, New Genesis or whatever it's called. That winter game I played on PlayStation. You know what I mean. Neverwinter. Yeah, Neverwinter. Yeah, I played more than a handful of MMOs. I like MMOs. I just don't really have many people to play with a lot of the time.
If you haven't decided if you like it or not by the time you finish that, that's on you. Final Fantasy XIV features a real easy to follow main story quest. It's always in the top left corner of your screen. You click on it and it tells you where to go next. Between that and the simplicity of gearing in this game means you will never need a guide to progress your way through the story of Final Fantasy XIV. And speaking of the story, it's absolutely amazing. It's considered by many to be the best story as far as MMOs go. The game has incredible depth. There's so much content in the game after 10 years of expansions. This game has a lot of abilities, but it does a good job of drip feeding those abilities to you as you level up so that you have time to learn what each one does as you use it regularly on your way up to max level. And you can't talk about Final Fantasy for new players without talking about the community. Final Fantasy has won awards for having the nicest community out of any MMO, and it does. It still has the nicest community out of any MMO. It's not even close. The developers of this game do a much better job of policing the community and suspending bad actors when they are jerks. And as a result, you end up with a noticeably nicer community than you will see in any MMO. Final Fantasy XIV is also an MMO that you can play entirely solo all the way through the game. You can do the duties and the dungeons with NPCs instead of with real people if you're afraid of learning how to do them with real people. So if you're stressed out about letting other people down, this is a really stress-free way to progress through the game that anybody can do. Then once you get comfortable with the mechanics, you can run those same dungeons with people, and it goes a lot faster with real people. Final Fantasy XIV is one of the few amazing MMOs that you can play right now, and it basically has no pay to win. It's free to try, so you lose nothing if you decide it's not for you. It's the only MMO with Yoshi P as the game director, which is a huge bonus for it, and the single player story content is very easy, so you should have no problem progressing all on your own without guides. And if one of the duties does defeat you, you can always change the difficulty of that duty down to very easy so that you can make your way through it. The game also has longer global cooldowns on your abilities, which determines how often you're able to press an ability. The longer the global cooldown, the more time you have to decide what the next ability you're going to press is going to be. Now, the one downside of Final Fantasy XIV is going to be for the people that don't enjoy dialogue-heavy games. There are many better options on this list if you're someone that gets bored if there's a lot of story in a game. Otherwise, this is one of the most popular MMOs in the world with one of the nice communities in the world, so it's absolutely perfect for trying out as your first MMO if you've never played one before. Next up, we've got Guild Wars 2, another fantastic MMO that you can try for free. This game has an amazing free trial on par with Final Fantasy's free trial. You get to play the first 80 levels and the entire base game for free, which easily amounts to hundreds of hours of gameplay if you want it. By then, you'll know if you enjoy the game or not, and you can decide if you want to purchase the expansions that came out after the base game. In my opinion, they're absolutely worth it. They're some of the best in the genre. Guild Wars 2 does two things better than almost any other MMO out there. That is the zone design in the expansion zones. It's absolutely fantastic, and it does a good job of rewarding you for being a completionist in those zones. It really pulls the completionist out of you in a way that's really satisfying, and it brings out the best of a single-player RPG and puts it into an MMO. The other thing that it does better than any other MMO is its mounts, and it's not even close. You can pick a variety of different mounts, whether they jump really high, swim underwater, or fly. The choice is yours, and it makes it really fun to get around this game. If you do like the game, it doesn't require a sub, so it's buy to play, right? You buy it once and you can play it forever, which means you can dip in and out of the game as you please over time. It's another game with a great story that
I don't think people realize how big a deal that is. Like, cause a lot of MMOs, they don't do that. You have to have a subscription or something and pay over time. That's the reason I like you may find this crazy, but I actually really do like New World. New World isn't a bad game. Now, is it simple? Yes. And that kind of, I don't mind it being that simple, but I would like a lot more abilities to have and stuff. Like something like the reason I like Throne Liberty so much, I love the gameplay in that. I love all the, I mean, it doesn't have a shitload of abilities like Final Fantasy or World of Warcraft or anything like that, but it's like a good enough amount of abilities, and you have like 2 weapons you can have, so you can switch in between your 2 weapons. So that gives you, like, I think for one weapon you have like, I can't remember exactly, it's been a few months since I played it, like 6 or 7 abilities, something like that. Then on the top of your other weapon, so you have like 12 abilities that you can focus and stuff. It's cool. I like it. Unlike New World, where you only have like, I just played it the other day. I've been playing it actually, but like you only have like 5. Something like that? It's not as much. It's fine for like console and stuff, but I wish we had a little bit more. No, you only have like 3. Something like that. Yeah, 3 or 4, something like that. It's very little amount. But I still like New World. But that's one of the MMOs where like you pay for it and you have the game forever. There's no subscription. Then if you want to buy like the DLCs, you can.
It is voice acted. Unfortunately, it's not quite as easy to jump into group content as it is in, say, Final Fantasy XIV. And a big plus for players that are brand new to the genre is that it's got probably the best in-game wiki out of any MMO. You can open the wiki up from right inside the game and look into anything that you don't understand about the game. This is going to make this much easier to learn than your average MMO. Whereas Final Fantasy is a tab target MMO, which means you click on an enemy and then you cast all your abilities at that enemy without having to aim at that enemy. Guild Wars 2 is more of a hybrid tab target system where you can either kind of play it in tab target or you can play it in action combat mode, whichever suits your fancy.
Yeah, like
Speaking of amazing MMOs that are absolutely worth trying, Once Human is a fantastic open world MMO that you can play for completely free. And best of all, it's not ruined by pay-to-win monetization like so many other free-to-play MMOs. This was one of my favorite post-apocalyptic games when it released on PC.
I've played this. I played it when it first came out. I like this. I might need to hop into this again. Let me know in the comments if you want to see me play it, play with me or whatever. And, you know, follow my Discord because I always post when I'm live and stuff. So, you know, we can play together because I will be down to play this game again. Actually get into it. I totally forgot about this. Hold on. Sorry. Oops. But I actually really like this game a lot.
PC last year. It features a massive open world where you can explore while you try to solve the mysteries within. For those who particularly enjoy open world games like Genshin Impact, but also enjoy survival games, this game is perfect for you. It not only provides a large map for you to adventure, but also a gameplay experience with tons of freedom. You'll scavenge for loot and crafting materials as you try to survive as you encounter nightmarish enemies, like this one right here. Beyond that, you can craft weapons to gear up for various dungeon challenges. You can build stylish houses and create a beautiful community with friends in the post-apocalyptic world. Honestly, I can't overstate how well they did with this game. Typically, great games like this have to be played on PC or console, but Once Human is even pulling out all the stops by allowing players to play it seamlessly on mobile as well, come this April. So what are you doing? Forget about those other free-to-play, pay-to-win games. Jump into Once Human with your friends instead. This stranger version of a Genshin Impact will be available in April of this year. Be sure to pre-register for the mobile version using the link down in the description to secure exclusive gold cosmetics and enter the lucky draw. Massive shout out to Once Human for sponsoring this channel. Now let's get back to the video.
Next up, you can't talk about MMOs without talking about World of Warcraft. It is the most popular MMO in the world right now, after taking the lead back from Final Fantasy, who had it briefly when its last expansion came out. The good news is that World of Warcraft does have a free trial, although it's only 20 levels, which is only going to last you a few hours, maybe 3 or 4 if you stretch it out. trial, so a lot less than the hundreds of hours that you can get out of a Final Fantasy or Guild Wars free trial. World of Warcraft treats new players very differently from the previous.
I've never played World of Warcraft. If you would like to see me play it for the first time, I'll be down. Because I'm always interested in playing it, but I'm just intimidated. I'm intimidated by it. Like, I'm just like, I see all the skills. I don't know. I play Final Fantasy. I just feel like you need a lot. You need to know a lot to play this. I don't know if this is good for beginners. Let me know if you do play it and if you recently got into it. If it's decent for beginners, I don't know. Okay. I'm just saying it from an outside perspective. Like, I look at the game, I'm like, I'm kind of scared to get into this, man.
Previous two MMOs. Basically, it doesn't really know what to do with new players, and it doesn't want to have new players. It wants its new players to be veterans as quick as possible. And so what it's going to do is it's going to minimize your journey from level 1 to max level to get you in the newest content with all the veteran players as soon as possible. This means your journey to max level is going to be a lot shorter in WoW than it is in the previous two MMOs. So if you're someone that doesn't enjoy the journey, you feel like you're wasting your time if you're not at the end game content, then WoW might be the perfect MMO for you. So what World of Warcraft does, rather than having you go through the entire story that existed before you came along, it's going to drop you into the same starting zone that all new players now start in, and it has basically removed all previous expansions except for the last two. So you're going to go from the new starting zone.
Wow, this sounds like a game that I play a lot. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Destiny 2, that took away a lot of the expansions that we paid for. But anyways,
into Dragon Isle and then into War Within. What this means is the main story quests in WoW is going to be very incoherent. You're not really going to know what's going on in the main story without going outside of the game and watching YouTube videos that kind of recap the entire thing for you. WoW kind of has a reputation for its veterans being hard on new players. In all of these MMOs, it's very useful to find a guild that welcomes new players, and they're definitely going to make learning how to play the game a lot more fun, especially when you can just type a question into your guild chat and get a quick answer from them anytime you're stuck. World of Warcraft makes it easy for new players to get into group content because you can use the raid finder to find a raid group, and you can use the group finder to find dungeon groups. WoW's mad dash to max level means that you're going to get less time with each ability that you unlock, so it's going to be a lot harder to learn how to play your class effectively in WoW on your way to max level than it is in the other two games. And WoW, for that reason, is going to be an MMO where it's much more likely that you're going to want to follow some kind of build guide once you get to max level, and possibly even before then, to make sure that your character is being played semi-effectively. However, if you are playing through the game as a new player, especially the solo content, it's very easy. The questing content is very easy. And if you're not getting stuck, then feel free to make your own build and play that way for as long as it's fun. Next up, we have Star Wars: The Old Republic. This is one of the better story MMOs on this list, and it's another one that you can play without spending a dime, which is great for people that aren't even sure they're gonna like the genre. First and foremost, if you're a Star Wars fan looking for a Star Wars story, there isn't a better MMO out there for you. This one does a really good job of telling a very compelling Star Wars story. In fact, it tells at least 8 different compelling Star Wars stories. Each class has its own story, and the choices you make as you go through that story can unlock 3 different endings for each class. So everybody's going to get a slightly different ending as they play through it based on the choices they made. That's really cool, and none of the other MMOs offer something like that. So I really like that. It's also voice acted, and they put a lot of work into the story in this game. So if you're someone that enjoys a good story, you're probably going to enjoy this game. SWTOR has flashpoints, which are its equivalent of what other MMOs would call dungeons. It allows you to play these flashpoints by yourself in a difficulty known as story mode, so that you can learn how to play them at your own pace. After you get good at them, you can use the group finder to queue into those same flashpoints with other players. So finding other people to play with is relatively easy in this MMO, even as a new player. Star Wars: The Old Republic, also known as SWTOR, is a tab target MMO, which means you're going to press tab to target the nearest enemy or click on them and then fire off your abilities at that enemy. The biggest downside for SWTOR is that it's basically been put into maintenance mode, or at least that's how it appears. The developer that made it handed it off to a new developer, and so it's very unlikely that this is going to continue to see the same size updates that it was.
Yeah, usually when a developer hands it off to another developer, it never really goes good. You know, either they don't take care of it, like they don't keep updating it, even with small updates, or they just try to milk everything the player base has out of them. Like they just start going wild with monetization. It's crazy. I've seen it many
before
times.
The developer handed it over to a new developer. What that means is the future is uncertain for this MMO, and so too is the size of the population of players that are going to be playing it. If sizable updates stop coming, then players will stop coming. Next up, we have Elder Scrolls Online. This game does not have a free trial for you to play. You're going to have to spend about $20 to get the base game, and then you can play that for hundreds or even thousands of hours.
I have
and
like
find out if you really enjoy it from there. More so than some of the other MMOs on this list, Elder Scrolls Online prioritizes these.
My brother actually got me into Elder Scrolls, like I said in the last video. The I can't even talk. Can't even think. The Skyrim versus Avowed. Skyrim was the first game I played in the Elder Scrolls series. Then my brother got me into ESO, and I have hundreds of hours in this MMO. This was like my first legit MMO that I ever played, and it stuck like that for a while. Then I played I forgot, DC Universe Online. If everybody knows about that game, I played that for a long ass time too. Those are like my two introductions into MMOs.
Solo experience. It's got tons and tons of voice acted quests, and they really did try to recreate a little bit of that Skyrim feeling in this game, that Skyrim RPG where you can go anywhere, anytime, talk to any NPC, pick up quests, and just quest around that zone that you're in, and then you can head off to another zone if you want to and do random quests in that zone. It's very open-ended. You can go in any direction at any moment. And if you enjoyed Skyrim, then this is definitely one that's worth checking out, but it's definitely not Skyrim, so don't expect it to be exactly the same. Every bit of dialogue in this game is voice acted, and it's done really well, so it's real easy to get immersed in the Elder Scrolls lore while playing this game. It has a dungeon finder, and it recently added a trial group finder as well, so that new players will have a much easier time finding groups to play with if they decide to get into that content. It uses action combat, which is definitely going to feel more modern than tab target combat. So it might be an easier transition for someone coming from modern RPGs to jump into ESO than it would be to dive into an old tab target MMO like World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy. If you're someone that tries the tab target MMOs and you don't like it, then ESO could be a fantastic alternative for that very reason. The overworld content, the questing content that we talked about, is really easy. In fact, I would say that it's too easy. And what this means is, while it's going to be way too easy for veteran MMO players, it's going to be perfect for players that have never picked up an MMO before, because you should have no problem getting through it. The game does have a subscription, but it's totally optional. So this one is potentially a buy to play MMO. And then if you want all the expansions and the DLCs, then you're probably going to have to pick up the subscription to enjoy all of those. So it's kind of a pay however much you want to pay type of MMO. It can be a really cheap MMO, or it can cost just as much as all the rest of them. And a heck of a lot more too if you get into the loot crates.
Yeah.
I have a gambling problem.
Yeah, it has loot boxes.
Next up, we have New World. This is another really low-risk MMO for you to try out because it does not have a free trial, but it does have a buy-to-play model. So you buy it once and you have it forever. And if you like it, great. You can keep playing it forever without spending another dime.
This game.
And if you don't like it, well,
a lot.
Sucks for you.
New World has recently revamped its new player experience, making it perfect for, you guessed it, new players, just like you. The breadcrumb trail that leads you through the game is a lot more thorough and thought out now than it was at launch, complete with voice-acted quests and a great story. And when it comes to the type of combat this game has, because that's make or break for a lot of players, New World falls into the action combat category, which means it's going to feel a lot more modern. It also has way fewer skills than World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy. Those two games, you'll find yourself juggling 15 to 25 abilities easily.
Yeah.
What the is this piece of shit?
Whereas New World, you're going to have 3 abilities on your first weapon and 3 abilities on your second weapon. So a total of 6 abilities, and then maybe an ultimate that you're having to manage while you play the game. Far fewer than a lot of the MMOs on this list, which makes it a lot easier to pick up and kind of learn the MMO essentials without all the bloat that comes with other MMOs, which is another thing that's kind of worth touching on, which is that
I feel like Throne and Liberty is like a step up from New World. Like, see, you only have like for each weapon you only have 3 abilities. Then with the other weapon you have 6. I think Throne Liberty you have 6. So with both weapons in Throne Liberty you have 12 abilities. The step up from that would be something like Final Fantasy and WoW, where you just have so many abilities to keep track of. But I like the middle, like with Throne and Liberty, even though a lot of people aren't going to like that game and kind of combat. It's still kind of like it's action combat, but the general game is like surrounded by like it's focused on PvP. Like you have to be in a guild to participate in like the wars and stuff in that game. I mean, you can do dungeons and stuff, find groups and do that kind of stuff, but you know, I think before the game even came out with New World 2, the thing was it's supposed to be a PvP focused MMO. Like I think in both the games, like it was like open world PvP anytime. You can gank somebody or you can get ganked and they can just take your stuff. But they kind of toned that back a little bit, or a lot, in the 2 games. But you can still kind of feel the presence of that in the DNA of both the games. But I still really like them a lot. I just wish I had people to play with and had a guild, especially in Throne of Liberty, to play with. It'd be fucking awesome to be part of those big old battles and stuff, and especially when the world bosses come up. Like, you do not want to try to do that solo, especially when it's a conflict area, a conflict boss and stuff. Like, you're getting nothing done being solo, because you're going to get ganked by everybody. You're not going to get, because you have to do a certain amount of damage to the boss to get loot. But if you can't do any damage, it's like, But they do have bosses in the open world that come up, and they're like, what's it called? I'm just going to say like neutral zone, where it's just everybody coming together and trying to beat the boss.
That any knowledge you learn in one of these MMOs, a lot of that transfers to the next one you play. They all are the same genre, which means they all have a lot of overlapping mechanics.
But I would say Throne of Liberty, by the way, is pay to win. You can buy stuff from like this. It may not seem pay to win, but it is pay to win. You can go back when the game first came out and Stroud played it and see how much money he spent and what his level was and everything. So just to say that.
And design features. So if you play one for a little while and you don't like it and then you go to a new one, you're not totally starting over. A veteran MMO player can go from one MMO to the next very easily. And, you know, it's like riding a bicycle. You can jump on one bicycle, you can jump on another one.
Yeah.
New World just launched a bunch of new servers. So if you started in this one now, you wouldn't be very far behind the other players that just started over in it. So that's one thing that's definitely worth considering. Speaking of a game with new servers, let's talk about Brighter Shores. This is a brand new MMO. And the main reason that I'm putting Brighter Shores on the list is because it's not easy as a player that's new to the genre to experience an MMO from the beginning with the rest of the community. There's just not a lot of MMOs that offer that because most of the MMOs on this list are 10, 20 years old, right? So nobody's doing the new content anymore, and you don't know what it's like to start from the beginning with everyone. Well, in Brighter Shores, you can get that experience because it just released. Brighter Shores is completely free to play, and it's easy to learn, and it's a very simple and point-and-click MMO. So that's definitely going to be something that some people love and some people hate. It does have a very old school feeling to it. And that's going to be the downside of this MMO, is that it's not exactly a modern game. So if it feels a little bit too old for you, totally understand. It's not going to be for everyone.
Really big.
Also, Brighter Shores is an early access, so it's brand new. Everyone's just starting, but the game isn't finished yet. So you're going to deal with some of that early access jank while you're playing it, and a more limited amount of content that's available for you to enjoy. Now, we can't talk about Brighter Shores without talking about old school RuneScape, because Brighter Shores is basically based on old school RuneScape.
Yeah, you can tell.
It's a modern take on the old school RuneScape formula, and you can tell by looking at old school RuneScape that this game is old, really old. What you might not be able to tell by looking at old school RuneScape is that this is one of the most popular MMOs in the world. This is the MMO that you play on your second monitor. This is the MMO that
I used to always see my brother play this game, and I never liked the art style and stuff and how it looked. It wasn't an MMO for me. And maybe that's one reason it took me a while to get into MMOs. Until he showed me Elder Scrolls Online, then DC Universe Online. Then, you know, over the last year or two, I've been exploring MMOs like crazy. So I just want to see what's out there.
You play if you're looking at something else while you play it, like if you're watching Netflix but you need something for your hands to do. This is why people call it a numbers go up game. Your ultimate goal is to level up your professions and skills by using them. So you will level up cooking by cooking, you'll level up fishing by fishing, you'll level up attacking by, you guessed it, attacking. Once again, you can start old school RuneScape and play through the entire base game for free. So you easily get to decide if you like it or not without spending a single dime, which makes it great for new players to the genre. And if you like it, you can choose to subscribe. Old School RuneScape has one of the cheaper subscription fees, and it's called a bond. Unlike some of the other games on this list, playing this game without using guides is quite difficult. The game doesn't hold your hand and it doesn't lead you through it. Instead, it lets you head off in any direction that you'd like and pick up quests from anyone that you want. This creates a unique form of freedom that you don't get in a lot of games these days, but it can also lead to new and experienced MMO players feeling quite lost upon logging in. I would even go as far as saying that veteran MMOs are at the biggest disadvantage when playing this game because they are used to logging in and looking for yellow exclamation marks on the map and then running straight to them without really paying attention to the quest dialogue or anything else. In Old School RuneScape, you'll need to read the quest dialogue carefully and then figure out its puzzles by using the directions and the clues you collect along the way. Old School RuneScape is a slower, more methodical, and relaxing MMO. And it's definitely old school. So if looking at it doesn't hurt your eyes, it's definitely one that's worth trying out. So there are my top 8 MMOs for players that are new to the MMO genre. Which one is your favorite? And do you think I should have added one that wasn't on this list? Let me know. And if you make a compelling argument, maybe I'll add it to the list next time. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe for more quality gaming content. Thanks so much for watching, and shout out to my channel members for supporting the channel.
Good video. I like it. That was a pretty good video. Give the guy a like. He only has, this came out 2 weeks ago. He only has 916 likes and 56,000 views. Yeah, give him a like. I'm going to subscribe to him. I didn't know I wasn't subscribed to him, but I liked the video. Let me know in the comments what MMOs you think are pretty good for beginners and stuff. I think the more simple ones, but like, I think about long term too. If it's more like a casual player and they're not going to really get into the end game, I feel like New World's pretty good to get into. ESO, even like Throne of Liberty, it's pretty good to get into. Stories there, you know, but if they're end game, it's a different story because it's end game is really about PvP in Throne of Liberty. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know about World of Warcraft because I haven't played it. Like I said before, let me know in the comments if you ever want to see me play World of Warcraft and if you want to play with me. I don't know. I stream Monday through Friday every day, and you can join the Discord if you want to play. And yeah, just let me know what you consider a good beginner MMO. And like I always say, leave him a like, subscribe to him if you want, and give me a like too. Subscribe to me and ring the bell for more videos, and I'll see you next time, okay? Peace. Okay, I think that's the last video. Yeah, we're done here. Now, what time is it? It's almost 12 o'clock. It's almost 12 o'clock. I wanted to play. How long have we been on stream? God damn. Fucking phone is buzzing up. 2 hours? Is that right? About 3 hours? I don't know if I really want to get into a game right now. What am I doing? I was trying to see, because on YouTube, the little thing I have over here says 2 hours and 40 minutes. Okay, yeah, that's right. Okay, look, I know the thumbnail on YouTube has all these different videos. We watch all the videos. I might wait till tomorrow. Okay, to play No Man's Sky. So right here, I'm saying it. Okay, listen to me. If I don't play No Man's Sky tomorrow, well, I'm a fucking loser. And you can unfollow me if you want. Unsubscribe, okay? I will play No Man's Sky on February the 21st, 2025. We will play it no matter what. Okay? Saying it now. So, if you want to watch and join me, come by the stream. All right? But with that said, I think I'm just going to get offline so I can actually get up at a decent time, and I'm probably going to have to do some work. I can't even talk today, man. I'm so out of it. Around the house, fix the dishwasher and stuff like that. So, but before I leave, I just want to say I appreciate everyone in the stream. Okay, you're amazing. And like I always say, have a good day or night, wherever you're watching me. Okay? And don't do anything crazy. Alright? I'm watching you. Don't do anything crazy out there. Peace.